Okay, day 4, we are talking about declining muscle mass. So here's the thing. We are starting to lose lean muscle mass, the fuel of our metabolism. That is why metabolism goes down. And there's so much we can do about that with nutrition and lifestyle and movement and strength training. So that is where we're focusing today. I'm not even talking about, it's called sarcopenia, but usually for women with declining hormones, and as we start to make choices that allow that muscle to melt off of our bodies, whether it's not eating enough protein, not putting stressors on our muscles with resistance training, or losing weight too fast with restrictive calories or even injecting GLPs, all of these things contribute to what's called sarcopenia or muscle wasting. We don't need help doing that. Our bodies are starting to naturally tend in that direction anyway. So we want to do everything we can to fight against it. Usually alongside sarcopenia is osteosarcopenia. So we're not just losing muscle, we're losing bone mass. That is a scary and silent epidemic in a lot of women. It happens in men and women, absolutely. With the loss of muscle, with the loss of hormones, with malabsorption issues, we start to leach, or with chronically high cortisol. We're leaching minerals out of our bones, and bones are made of collagen and minerals. And so we're losing those. A lot of medications that people are very commonly on contribute to muscle wasting and bone wasting too. So make sure you are very aware, if you're on medications, what the risks are so we can plan to fight against that. Specifically related to muscle, we are going to be focusing heavily on protein intake and resistance training. Now, I encourage people to start with good form. Find an app or a YouTube channel, or go to a gym and do a couple of strength training sessions to make sure you feel comfortable with form first and foremost. And from there, as long as you can do 2 to 3 sessions per week, maybe you're doing one just focused on upper body, one focused on lower body, and one that's full body. Either way, try to get into this routine. And I always say start with 10 minutes. If this is a mental hurdle for you, start with 10 minutes. That means you don't even really have to work up a sweat or change clothes or take a ton of time out of your day. Anything that you can do to remove that obstacle and become a person who prioritizes lifting weights. That's going to start building muscle. It's going to stop that muscle breakdown and start your body triggering this cascade signal that basically says, build muscle, hold on to muscle, we are going to need it. The other thing is, once you're comfortable and consistent, pick a day where you go a little heavier. If you have access to heavier weights, go up to the point where maybe you can only do 4, 5, or 6 reps to fatigue, because that is going to signal your satellite cells, which are your muscle stem cells, to not only hang on to what you've got, but to regenerate new muscle cells. It is possible, and it is absolutely a misconception that if women lift or lift heavy or eat more protein or take creatine, that you're going to get big and bulky. It is absolutely false. It is very, very hard to do. So if you see a woman who has bulked up, she has worked her butt off in doing that, and she's probably taking some additional things to get her there. What you're going to see is muscle takes up less space. So you're going to have more of that lean, toned shape that you're looking for. And metabolically, you'll be healthy, you'll be fitter. Even if your bones are kind of moving towards osteopenia, it comes down to a disease of falling. So you're also mitigating against that by being strong and balanced and adding flexibility and strength to you and mobility to your daily routine. So protein and weightlifting. If you need recommendations on where to start, please reach out and I'm happy to give you a few ideas, but start looking in apps or on YouTube as well. There are so many out there. I would love to hear from you which ones you're loving as well, so we can share those with the community.